Hello, friends. How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome in. You're going to see a little different screen tonight because we're going to do some panelists talking about some mental health here early on, and we're going to get into some games later on. But I think this is an important topic. We're going to share some of our experiences with you guys, and hopefully through those experiences, give you some tools or examples of maybe what not to do, maybe what to do, stuff like that. So I'm gonna go like this. Hi guys, how's everybody doing? You can see that we have the lovely Strange Spuddy, and right below me is Mr. Jolly Llama. Hope everybody's doing wonderfully tonight. McNutta, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. How's everything going in your world, brother? There's the multi-link if you guys would like to see all three of our perspectives. But yeah, we've been talking mental health. Zachary, how you doing, bud? It's nice to see you. Hope you guys are having a great day. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let me turn the music down just a touch. Just a touch. How's everybody doing? How you guys feeling? Happy Friday. Sorry about the late start, but I knew we were doing this, and I didn't want to try to start playing a game and then switch over and then, pick up the game. So we're just going to start it all later. No problem. Good morning, sir. Hello, Waddy. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. How you doing, buddy? How's your world? How's Australia today? Happy Saturday to you, dude. Nice to see you, Waddy. Pleasure. Sorry about the weirdness on the screen, but this is what I have. I only have one camera and one feed, and it's dedicated to Discord at this moment, so... but we're gonna jump in. I'm doing well. Happy Friday, friends. Absolutely. Zachary, I'm glad to hear you're doing well, man. Much love to you. Much love to you. Hope you, the family, and everybody else is happy, healthy, and having a great day. I'm doing okay. You're kind of mad. Oh, no. 74. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much. I love you, man. I love you. I appreciate your generosity. You're always... You're a peach. I don't know if that's a good thing. You're a wonderful human. I appreciate you. Editing be hard. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. No doubt. Let's jump into the Discord and check it out here.
Intro it.
Hello, friends.
Sounds good to me. Hello, Mola. How you doing, brother?
Sorry about the delay. I was just saying hello to some of our friends out there in the world.
No worries at all.
Everyone's start is different, so.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Mahler, did you want to go ahead and just kick us off with just like the World Health Organization's mental health info type of situation?
Yeah, certainly. So the World Health Organization, guys, is a national organization, obviously dedicated to a lot of different health issues. One being very important is mental health. And they have a nice overview of what their goal and their purpose is. And I'm going to go ahead and just go through that. In recent years, there have been increasing acknowledgement of the important role mental health plays in achieving global development goals, as illustrated in the inclusion of mental health in the Sustainable Development Goals. Depression is one of the leading causes of disability. Suicide is the second leading cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds. People with severe mental health conditions die prematurely, as much as 2 decades early, due to preventable physical conditions. Despite progress in some countries, people with mental health conditions often experience severe human rights violations, discrimination, and stigma. Many mental health conditions can be effectively treated at relatively low cost, yet the gap between people needing care and those with access to care remains substantial. Effective treatment coverage remains extremely low. Increased investment is required on all fronts, for mental health awareness to increase understanding and reduce stigma, for efforts to increase access to quality mental health care and effective treatments, and for research to identify new treatments and improve existing treatments for all mental disorders. In 2019, WHO launched the WHO Special Initiative for Mental Health, Universe Health Coverage for mental health, to ensure access to quality and affordable care for mental health conditions in 12 priority countries to 100 million more people. That is what WHO describes mental health. That is their mission for mental health. Obviously, our mission is similar, but we are here without a cost. We're here without an organization. We're here as human beings coming to you guys to have these discussions, to tell you a little bit about ourselves and maybe some of our experiences, and hopefully you can learn from that, either take it for the good and use it in that way, or take it for what not to do, right? And improve in that direction. So that's kind of what our plan is. Sorry, Jolly, Spuddy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound about right?
So, absolutely. It definitely shines a light. I didn't realize the kind of numbers were so high in terms of how many people are affected by mental health and how many people are, suicide rate is it's terrifying. I mean, it's sad.
It is.
As someone who has struggled with depression basically my entire life, it's a pretty terrible thing. But maybe we can kick off with a little bit of intro, kind of about ourselves. Just, I'm sure most of our communities know who we are, but maybe give a little bit of info that they maybe don't have, or just get to know us a little bit better.
Sure.
Yeah. Spuddy, why don't you start?
I was going to say, this is where I'll probably struggle because
Hi, Win. Hi, Night Owl. Hi, 74. Hi, guys.
Opening up a little bit, but yeah, I just don't know what to say half the time. I do. Well, a lot of people have said to me that they believe that I am depressed, and even though I don't want to believe it myself, the main thing I have trouble with is explaining things as well. But yeah, I think when my depression really got to me was when my actual gran died last year, because I was so close to her, and I've got goosebumps even talking about her. But yeah, she was one of my closest family members, and sorry, I'm shaking a little bit.
No, you're fine. If you wanna pass the torch off, catch your breath a little bit, that's totally fine. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. Love you, buddy.
I'm just not good at explaining, and I don't want to mess up on my first try.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Mahler, why don't you go ahead and kind of give, I guess, like a little intro, kind of how mental health has affected you and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll give an intro on myself first. I'm James.
Sure.
You guys all know, maybe some of you know that. I'm James. I grew up in Michigan, 43 years old. I grew up in a weird time, right? I grew up in the 70s, late 70s, when divorce became kind of the thing, right? And a lot of people were doing it. It was cheap, and it was an easy way, unfortunately, in America, for people to kind of get out of bad relationships, or whatever the reasoning be. So I was a product of divorce at an early age, probably less than a year old or so. So something I've noticed throughout my whole life is that I've never had a real good example of what a stable relationship is. And so I've always been introverted in that way, where the only person that can protect me is me. And so it's affected relationships. It's affected certainly my mental health. It really hit home a couple of years ago, about 4 years ago. I broke up with my ex-girlfriend. Some of you have heard the story, but it wasn't a breakup of like deceit. Like, she didn't cheat on me, or we didn't have any, it wasn't toxic. But it was just because she wasn't ready for the step in which I was at. It was timing. And so there was a ton of love there, but it was a step I felt like I had to take at the time. Unfortunately, I think that was, I don't know, you always look back in a different light when you're looking back at history, right? If I'd have been more communicative, it probably would have helped. But I've never been communicative. I can't say that word. I've always been closed off, and when I have problems, I internalize them all. And so that put me in a deep depression. I moved into a brand new house. My first house I'd ever bought. Should be a glorious experience. It was a hole of depression. It was quiet walls, thoughts going through my head. I had no job at the time. It just piled on. And I stood at the edge. At one Christmas with the family, I told them, I'm going to make the decision on if this is the last Christmas in which I decided to come by, you know, and I meant that very seriously. You know, it's my decision. Well, something I've learned as I've healed, right, is that it's about the people you put around you. It's about the conversations that you have with people that you call friends, keeping those people close, especially during this pandemic. If it wasn't for you guys in the Twitch community, guys like Jolly Llama, guys like Strange Spuddy, to just talk to and finally open up for once in my life, I don't know where I'd be. I really don't know where I'd be. You know, I put on a really good false front, very strong and, you know, mentally very solid, but deep inside, I'm still that little kid who got left at home, split between multiple parents when I was 1 year old. And it still affects me today. It's still, I mean, you know, I don't know how you get over those things. But it's something that we as a generation, you guys as a younger generation, are also learning to cope with. Thankfully, at 40 years old, I had little, you know, we were a little tougher back then, right? They didn't have all the adjustment, you know, the drugs and the other mental acuity that we have today. And so, you know, we were just, you had to, you know, grow, you know, be strong, right? Rub some dirt on it, they'd say in sports, you know, when you get hurt. And that's kind of how it was growing up. So it's really damaging. And yeah, I'm still dealing with it. I deal with it every day. But that's a little bit about my story. I'm certainly open to any questions if anybody has any, of course, because it's a story that some of you can relate to, even being younger, you know, going through breakups and stuff. And if I can help you by giving you a piece of advice on something I did that was completely wrong, I would rather do that, you know, eat crow a little bit for my own mistakes to help you not make the same mistake and look back on 43 years of life and wonder what you've been doing. Go ahead, Charlie.
Well, we love you, Mauler.
I love you too.
Yeah, we love you
man.
too, Mauler.
Yeah, appreciate you opening up a little bit there. I mean, you've done the same for us, I think, and that, you know, you just described us doing for you. So it's greatly appreciated. I guess for my intro, in case people don't know, my name is Casey. Some people know that, some people don't. 27, grew up in the general LA area, lots of people all around constantly. Yeah, I've been struggling with depression from the first time I was diagnosed with I guess it was potential depression. Was 6 years old, also a child of divorce, and you know, father was kind of in and out of my life for most of my younger years, so I also relate to Mauler sharing that kind of uncertainty with strong, stable relationships. And then on top of that, I also suffer from degenerative disc disease, which causes constant back pain. And as a kid, I was always really into playing physical sports. And once the pain started, I had to stop playing sports, which was kind of my emotional outlet. I kind of just spiraled downwards. On the plus side, I fell into video games, which, you know, led me here to these beautiful people and, you know, streaming and all that. So, yeah, I don't want to get into too much detail right now, because I'm sure we'll fall back into it as we go through this discussion. But yeah, I've been suffering with depression and chronic pain my whole life. Anxiety started happening around my teenage years. I put on a lot of weight after quitting sports. I gained a lot of weight, started being, you know, ridiculed at school and bullied, and that obviously didn't help at all. And it was kind of just a long-winded downward spiral, down to probably my lowest point, maybe 3-ish years ago. I went through a really bad breakup, and you know, didn't feel like I had anybody, even though logically, you know, you still know you have people you can lean on, but in the moment, especially with crippling depression, you don't feel like you have anybody. And I, as Mahler said, kind of stood on that edge, and it was more close to ending things than I am proud of admitting. But sometimes you got to just open up and talk about it, and talk about how you got through it. And I guess we'll leave it there for now, and we'll probably hop back in and go back through our individual situations as we go through this discussion here. But yeah, that's a little bit about me and my kind of backstory. Um,
Tell you
so
what, you two explain things better than I can.
Oh.
hey, don't even sweat it, buddy. You did fine, and it's it's very fresh for you too, and obviously things can get really emotional, and it can be really difficult to talk about. So
I was going to say, this is one of the most difficult things I've ever done, and I want to do it because I know that it'll probably make me better, but I just struggle with this type of thing, especially considering normally I have to deal with things on my own, and I help a lot of other people out to try and get my mind off things. Because, yeah, I've been struggling for many years, and it just seems to be getting worse and worse over the years. Because even when I was in school, there was a couple of times I actually nearly committed suicide, and if it wasn't for people stopping me, I probably wouldn't be here today and wouldn't have met you wonderful people. And I've been sent to all sorts of different specialists and that to try and help me. And it was when I got into gaming and actually met Squid as well, who has helped me out a hell of a lot, and I can't thank him enough. And then I've met you wonderful people as well, and built a wonderful community, and just can't thank either of you two enough either, or everyone else. And I'm slowly getting there, but I've still hit obstacles, and now I'm being tested for something called Asperger's, or however you pronounce it. I never heard of it before until, well, my cousin actually works with people with it, and she's the one that diagnosed me with it and told me to go to doctors. So I've then been tested, and I'm on a. But the thing which I don't like is I'm on a waiting list to see a specialist, and the waiting list is 3 years long, which is really gets on my nerves. So,
yeah, it's
'cause
pretty lengthy,
yeah, just to find out if I have got it or not.
right?
But apparently, I show a lot of signs of it, and that would explain a lot of things in my life as well. Because I think differently to other people, I do things differently. It's like I'm. Sometimes it feels like I don't belong, if you know what I mean. Um, and I get treated. I seem to get treated differently to everyone else, and yeah, it just all seems to get to me, and I try and boil it up and get on with things, and I want to try and get it out there and try and get the help I need, but I just don't know how to go about it because as you know, I'm crap at explaining things, and oh, I just don't know.
Yeah, you're fine. Don't. Yeah, you're totally fine. Yeah, much love to you. Yeah, that's something that I couldn't imagine, I guess, going through. But in that same light, we all have our own individual experiences with life and getting to this point and everything. And the fact that you're here makes me really happy. We wouldn't be able to do this as a group if you weren't here. So glad you are, and glad you're still kicking.
Because I
But
even struggle sleeping and everything. But one thing that really, really, which I need to put out there, although only certain people know, and Squid knows this because I told him face to face. But um, there is one of my exes who I cannot forgive for anything because she really made things a lot worse for me because she basically denied me the chance of being a father. She told me she'd got pregnant, showed me the thing and that, and then next thing I know, she went and got an abortion, which I don't believe in, and she didn't tell me I'd find out from someone else, and I confronted her and everything, and then she tried putting all the blame on me, made me feel bad, and I just struggled sleeping since then. and not even my family. Most of my family know that. I think only one member of my family actually know that, and I've had to put up with that, and I still can't stop thinking about what if and all that. And then obviously everything's gone downhill since then as well, and yeah.
Well, appreciate you, opening up and sharing it. It definitely it helps in the long run. It might definitely hurt to talk about. There's it, sharing openly stuff that you've kept balled in is never an easy thing to do. So power to you, and hopefully talking about it does end up helping at least a little bit. Yeah, because
So
that's
that's the,
go ahead.
sorry. I was going to say that's the first time in a long while where I've actually thought about that and not burst out into tears, because normally when it comes into my mind I end up crying, and there has been times where I've actually cried myself to sleep and everything, and woke up with a massive headache because obviously I ran out of tears or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you for sharing that with us. Appreciate it a whole heck of a lot.
Spuddy, you're one of us, man. And that's
Yeah.
the first step right there. The first step towards being able to feel okay with the situation is to be able to talk about it. At least be able to, get it off of your chest. Because if you bottle it up 40 years later, you'll stand at that dark pit, or you'll do stuff like I did, which was you don't want to do something that's risky, right? You don't want to do something that's scary because the last time you did it, it blew up in your face, like a relationship, for example. But that next person who comes into your life could be the one, right, who changes it. And you may have, if you bottle it up, it could be 15 years and you come across 3 or 4 beautiful people that could have, been maybe that little missing link. I'm 43, and I was supposed to have, a 13-year-old by now, right? Something like that. And that's that's my biggest regret right now.
If I did have that child, it'd be about 9-10 years old now.
See?
Yeah, I think as people, like, I don't think we're all introverts, but as people who spend a lot of time indoors being, streamers and gamers and stuff, I think we tend to like bottle things up super heavily.
Thanks for being
and
here,
just
Retsu. I really appreciate
keep things
that.
in, for a very, very, very long time. And while I don't relate to not, being able to have a child, I'm, young enough at this point that I never had that opportunity, and I don't think it was going to happen even with my last relationship. There's a lot of stuff that I relate in terms of just like stuff that keeps me up at night, and stuff that I just, yeah, hard to talk about things. And as I'm thinking of these things, my immediate reaction is to just smile, right? Like I'm smiling as I'm talking about this. In my head, I'm like screaming, but it's the face, it's the front that we put on to try to like make people think that we're like doing all right. So
because nobody wants to admit pain. Nobody wants to admit lack of strength, right? Everybody in this world, no matter where you are in the world, everybody is taught to be tough, right? That you can't show your emotions, or at least most families. I don't know. I grew up in that kind of society where it was, you essentially, I grew up in an Italian family, so we always hugged, but I knew families who didn't, right? There was never any of that bondingness, I guess, or that, I guess affection maybe is probably the better word. So it's just always be tough, and if you want to be tough and you're trying to keep a corporate job, or you're trying to make sure people on the outside don't know, then you put on that false front, and I think we all do it. And unfortunately, some of us have to, right? But the only way to be healthy is to drop those walls and to admit that you have pain and that you could use help.
Yeah, because I think all of this as well has really shot my confidence down and everything. Because my ex, obviously, because of everything, and that's I've had real bad trust issues as well. You know, I've had to. I've really want to trust people, but they normally have to earn their trust on that. But I tell you what, this Twitch community's earned my trust quicker than people in real life.
Same.
Yeah.
But and that's why I don't stream much either, because I want to stream, I just can't bring myself to do it sometimes because I'm not confident enough to do it, even though I make people laugh and make people happy according to my chat. I like the feeling about that, and I love talking to you, all the amazing people in it, but I think to myself, right, I want to stream today, and then when it comes to it, I'm like, I kind of like question myself and then back myself out and don't end up streaming. Instead, I end up playing a game instead, just to try and keep my mind off things. And it just all gets to me, and I just start really struggling.
Yeah.
And then
I
sorry,
was
go on.
gonna say, just I totally relate to that. You know, I was on a daily streaming schedule for, you know, a couple of months, and then, you know, super big wave of depression hit, and it was every single day was a struggle to even get out of bed, let alone play video games or try to, you know, try to go live or try to entertain people. And it's, you know, I'm still struggling with it. It's getting better, in that obviously I'm, you know, going back live here and there, but I totally relate to that. You know, there are days where I just, you know, I'll sit down, I'll be playing a game, I'll be like, oh, I could stream this, you know, and then I just, the anxiety is just so overwhelming of like, well, like, what if nobody watches? What if, you know, what if uh, what if I say something stupid or do something stupid where it's clipped and it's shared around? And, you know, cancel culture is so big right now. Like, what if I, you know, do or say something where like my hopes and aspirations and dreams are shattered in an instant because of like one mistake, right? So I totally get that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we all had that struggle. I mean, I have it, right? I set a 6-day-a-week schedule, and there's days, certainly more recently than before, probably because a little bit of burnout as well. But there's days where I'm just like, I don't want to turn my mind on. You know, I don't want to face it. I don't want to put myself out there and put on the costume sometimes that is being a streamer, right? I just want to be real and veg out and watch TV, eat bonbons, whatever your vice may be, right? And just be disconnected. And that's,
So Mahler,
yeah.
I was just gonna ask, what is something that you do to like get yourself to I guess hit that live button and do it with those thoughts?
No, that's a great question. Because at this point, this might sound bad, but at this point, you guys are what I have. And so it's as therapeutic for me to go live as it is difficult, or, you know, getting over that hump of actually clicking the button, right? So I know it's almost like the same way I treat like going out. I hate going out into the world. I really don't. Like my ex-girlfriend, come on, let's go to dinner. And I'd hem and haw, but when I go out, I have a great time. So it's just getting to that point, right? It's just opening the door of, I know my positive environment is through that door, but that door is heavy, and it's, you know, it takes a lot of strength to push through it. So I guess it's kind of a push-pull kind of thing. It's almost yin-yang to some degree, where I need to do it, but it also damages me mentally as well, but with fatigue. right, and burnout. But you guys are my family. You guys, my own family doesn't support me. I had a long conversation with my brother today. Not once did he ask me how things were going. He knows what I've been doing. The only person who's ever come into my stream has been my mother, and we had a riot with her. But you know, she's of that age where she's not hanging out on Twitch. Come on, let's just be honest about some things, right?
Probably watching Animal Planet.
Right, or well, you know, Lifetime.
Lifetime, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Lifetime.
Oh yeah. Lifetime, Hallmark.
Yeah, so I mean, but the rest of them know, right? And their kids watch Twitch, and their kids watch YouTube, and you know, not one of them support me. So I'm on an island when it comes to my family. I'm on an island because of COVID, first of all, because they don't agree with it. So I refuse to go over there. You know, they don't think it's serious, and I'm the opposite. So be it. You know, everybody has an opinion on it, but then on top of that, it's like I don't get any support. But then they want me to drop everything with 2 days notice, like today. Hey, you should come out to a football game on Sunday. Like, you gotta give me 3 weeks notice, let alone 3 days. But yeah, so that's just something I'm struggling with as well, is that personal contact of just not having people I feel are in my corner. And you guys have proven time and time again that you are. And so why wouldn't you, as a human being who is grasping at some kind of normalcy during this time of year, during this time, 2020, right? Or just in this life, why wouldn't I gravitate towards you guys? I think it's logical that I would, but that's why I do it. That's why I do it. That's why I go live, is because the uplifting spirit that I get from being with the community and just joking and, I mean, trolling, you know, like, and when you love trolling me all the time, but it's out of a place of love. It's out of a place of mutual respect. It's just good people being kids playing games, right? But still being together. And that's the beauty of this platform. It can be so much more than we're using it for, guys. So much more.
Yeah, because gaming's kind of become my like comfort zone at the moment.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, gaming is such a beautiful escape, but and then, you know, including the community aspect of Twitch and what it could be in terms of just connecting with other people is massive. You know, it's really big. Definitely not being utilized to its full potential, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm very thankful that I have, you know, supportive family members, in terms of, you know, my mother doesn't get it per se. She has a general idea, right? But you'll never catch her in any of my streams or anything. But I'm lucky enough to, you know, have my blood brother who is literally, I don't think I've streamed once in the past, I don't know, 2-3 months that he hasn't been at least lurking. And I appreciate the heck out of it. I wouldn't be surprised if he's here right now. It's fantastic, and I have, you know, a group of real life friends that are close enough to be my brothers that are super supportive. Yeah, but on that note, I think maybe that's kind of it's kind of part of the reason that I don't have that same kind of, I guess, drive to go live every day, because I know, like, even if I don't, I still have people that are that sort of supportive for me outside of streaming. But at that on that same note, the days that I am not streaming, I get to go and you know, hang out with you beautiful people, you know, you two and the rest of the fam, and you know, all of these beautiful other human beings that we've connected with and built a, you know, a community around it. It's really fantastic.
Completely agree. The Twitch community has proven time and time again that it's exactly the opposite of what I thought it would be, right? It's not a bunch of trolls. It's not just toxicity. It's literally people cut from the same cloth who've been discriminated against by the general public because they don't understand what gaming is, and they don't understand this platform at all, coming together under one label, and given the opportunity to do something really, really big and really helpful. It's so needed, and it's my sanctuary. I think just like it is, for a lot of us. Even off stream, I don't come too far outside of stream. I'm still hanging in the communities. I'm still lurking in some of your guys' channels, right? Chatting it up, watching you fools play Minecraft and play COD or whatever you guys play. And I just love it because you heard it, right? Reality, you guys are more real to me than most of my family.
Love you, buddy.
I love you too, man.
And I love you both.
Oh, appreciate it.
Thank you.
I was gonna ask you, Spuddy. What with all of the struggles and everything, what's something that you've like done to, I guess, cope with it? Like besides just besides streaming and gaming, is there anything, or is gaming really like your go-to for coping?
So yes, Spuddy's go-to for coping.
Well, there is one main person that helps me cope, and I think we kind of help each other in a way, because me and Squid, as you know, are really good friends in real life, and we've actually both got some, it sounds a bit childish, but we've both got some radio-controlled 4x4 off-road trucks, and we tend to take them out to a ford or to a forest and that, and just spend hours out there until batteries died or the sun goes down, and we just drive up tree trunks and all sorts, and it actually helps a lot. And we've kind of made them like one of a kind because of the fact that we've upgraded them ourselves, tweaked them, and made them look different, so we know whose is who. And I'll tell you, the amount of times we took them out, people have actually come up and commented on how good the trucks look and everything. And they have cost a lot of money, but it's kind of our hobby type thing, and it just helps get some fresh air and keep your mind off things. And yeah, apart from that, I try and either lock myself away and that, or try and speak to someone. But I've got I actually have some sort, I've got a mentor, what they call it over here, with some sort of specialist to talk to, and because since COVID, they've rung me every now and then to speak to me on the phone, and they're trying to help with everything.
Gotcha. I'm sure over the phone's not nearly the same as meeting in person, but it's also really nice to hear that you're able to go out with Squidlip Sid, and RC cars are awesome. They're honestly like, they're such a cool hobby, and definitely not childish. I feel like people have such a negative like opinion on them, but like honestly, they're so cool. You can get so deep into like either building them, tinkering with them, or even just like, a kid isn't going to go out into the middle of the forest and like, drive them around places and jam out with them with their best friend. That's just not going to happen when you're a kid.
That's a big boy hobby right there. That's a that'll cost you a couple bucks. That's like gaming now, though, right? Everybody's like, gaming, like the old people. I'm one of them. Games are for kids. You know how much gaming costs? Like, I have to remind people of this all the time. No, children can't afford to be gamers. It's so. Yeah, no, we all have to get out and do some other things, What do you do, absolutely. Jolly? What do you do outside of stream to try to unwind as well?
Honestly, a lot of it is poetry and lyric writing, singing. I don't play any instruments, but something that I've always done to just like, if I have a lot of pent up emotion, is just like put on some loud music and sing along. And it's something that has helped me a lot. I grew up like being told that my singing voice was shit, and so I struggled a lot with my confidence with it and stuff. But as I kind of grew up and I realized how much I loved singing, I decided to just say fuck it and just do it all the time. In fact, it got to a really bad point where you know, my anxiety was so regular that I couldn't stop myself from singing. So I could be in the middle of a conversation with someone and just like get overwhelmed, and I would use singing as a coping mechanism for that, and I would just start singing while someone was talking to me, and it was really awkward. I've come out of that state now, right? I don't do it anymore. I stop myself. But shout out to everybody who dealt with that crap while that was going on. But singing, writing, I do graphic art. A lot of the stuff I do isn't commission based. It's literally just like getting my emotions out.
It's very expensive,
I don't go outside a whole heck of a lot. I tried to pick up skateboarding again more recently, but that didn't go too well. So yeah, that's kind of my go-to is just a lot of just I guess creative outlets. What about you, Mahler? What do you do besides streaming?
I mean, you guys, yeah, I think I talk about it all the time, but yeah, I'm very segmented, I guess. My life is very cut and dry. I walk the dog, right? I have a puppy who is a beautiful little one most of the time. And we go out for 2 to 3 miles of a bike ride every day. Pretty much. We've missed 2 days in like 3 years. And I think that was like Thanksgiving and Christmas, something like that. The actual day. So that's a way that I get out. That's a way that I interact with the public. Talk about trying to put smiles on people's faces. That's when I get my opportunity, because I do not go anywhere else really. I haven't gone grocery shopping in 6 months or something, which is probably why I order a lot of carryout or a lot of pick or delivery. But yeah, that's really something I do, and I do game, and I game therapeutically, meaning that when I'm off stream, right, I'm gaming, and I don't know if it's therapeutic or not, because it's really, you're kind of suspending reality, right, to immerse yourself into another world. But that is therapy for me, and that's one of the coping mechanisms I've used since I was a child, when I first started gaming when I was 7 years old. The parents split up, they don't care, right? Sit in front of the TV. It's pretty much how they raised us through the 80s. And it was, in television and Nintendo. And it was kind of my friend.
Right.
It still is.
Well, hey, yeah, at least at the end of the day, through all the hardships, through all the struggle, throughout every relationship and bad time and good time, at the end of every single day, there's always gaming for all of us, I think.
Right,
and I think that's a fantastic thing. And now there's Twitch for us too, right?
Yeah,
there have been a couple of days where I've just felt completely alone. Like I live in a house with family and there's people here, but there's a different connection, I think, to be able to just like go on a Twitch and just hang out with a streamer. Just, find someone that has 0 viewers, 1 viewer, and just sit and talk with them. Because I know they're lonely too, because they're obviously alone streaming, and they're, especially if they're not on voice comms with other people, you get to have this very new experience for humans, which is just like this online one-on-one conversation. It's really an intimate type of situation, but with so much distance. It's super thought-provoking for me. Personally,
I can agree with that. I mean, you're essentially being invited into somebody's home. I mean, really, you're coming into my office, right? And you're hanging for whatever period of time. And so it's really, we're very vulnerable. That was very loud.
By any chance you guys could resync? Couple of us jumping between the 3 of you, and there's a significant daily smile.
As Mahler's talking about, you can see, I assume Spuddy's in his bedroom. I'm in my bedroom, right. This is
exactly. Hey, they're saying we're out of sync.
That's my kitchen table, you see.
I guess we're out of sync at the moment. I don't know.
Between the different streams. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what they're saying, between switching back and forth.
Well, I'm having troubles with my stream.
Night Owl, love you, buddy. Have a great day, okay? Thanks for hanging out.
Delay between the sound and the actual stream itself, and it's in my OBS it says encoding overloaded.
Thanks,
Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding
it's just
preset.
important, you know.
Oh no.
So I don't know what that's about.
You don't have to be sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not dropping any frames, but it's affecting my stream.
You guys, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's something that you'd probably have to stop streaming and change settings for, unfortunately. In terms of us being out of sync between our streams, it's going to happen based on where we're located, where, you know, how far we are from the Twitch servers or the given Twitch server that we're streaming to, how the Twitch server's connection is doing, how your connection is doing to each of those Twitch servers. So that's kind of out of our control. But hopefully you can, you know, just if you want to hop between them to chat, that's totally fine.
Hi,
I think
Ryoma.
we also all have multi-links up as well.
Hope you're doing well.
So
happy Friday to you.
That's a possibility.
I've just been informed that my video in the stream is stuck, but they can hear me now. So my video's frozen, but they can hear my voice.
Oh. That's odd. Yeah. Because we can still see you on Discord.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's perfect. Do you want, Jolly, do you want to maybe read, I'm sure you probably have comments, probably all of us have comments in chat that may be something to read out? Is that something we might want to do?
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, did you want to go ahead and read a couple of things?
I got one that popped in earlier, and it hit close to home, so I just wanted to, I thought it was important. But I don't know if I should read off who said it, but I mean, it was from Squid. Hopefully you don't mind, Squid. So many things that have already been said that are so close to home, as they say. It hits you so hard when you know just how it feels, what others are going through. I mean, that's exactly, we talked about it before we went live tonight, and that's exactly what the goal, I think, of this is supposed to be, which is to allow you guys to see that you're not alone. You're not on an island. You're not the only one in the world who feels the way that you do. And there's people out there who've had the same experiences as you. And there's no need to take a path that is damaging when you could take a path of reaching out to any one of us. I know all three of us, pretty much everybody we come across in the community, there's 20, 30 people, right, that we've built relationships with across the community now. I think any one of those people would say, come to me, let's talk, right? I have an ear for you. And that's why I'm doing this, is because I've had 43 years of experience. I've had 43 years of bad experience in some cases. And if one of those items can make it to where you don't have the same experience, then I want to give it to you. I want to give you that quiver for your, that arrow for your quiver.
Arrow for your quiver.
Yeah. Words are easy, right? But I want to give you guys that. I want to give you that ammunition. And if it's not quite exactly the way what you're going through, maybe knowing that Jolly or Spuddy or myself have had similar experiences, you can more easily say, hey, maybe I'll send that person a direct message. So I don't want to put it out on stream, and that's okay. That's completely okay. You send me a direct message and you want to chat about this. I've done it before, and I'll continue to do it until I decide to close the stream down forever. Probably the day I die. So know that the door is always open for you guys. Anybody out there, the door is open. And, we probably have been in a similar situation as you. So.
Yeah, and to tack on to that too, same for me, obviously. And I'm sure same for Spuddy and, anybody else that, you see us interacting with or generally like raiding often or hanging out in other streams, like this entire greater community that we have going here. I'm sure there isn't a single person that would turn you away if you message them, if you're struggling with something. And just the same, if, somebody comes to me and goes, hey, like, I've been through this and that, I don't know what to do. And maybe I don't have the right words to say or the right solution or something, but maybe because I know this story, you know, Mahler's, you know, backstory, and maybe I know, or the way that I like to say it, their origin story, right? Like that's really, it's really what, you know, what we're discussing a little bit. I can always send somebody that direction too. And yeah, it's part of the best part of, you know, building this greater community. That really makes it something special.
Exactly, I completely agree with you. I don't know how I can iterate that, and that actually kind of made me think of a different aspect too. So there's some of you guys out there who are trying to go solo with streaming, right? So you're already isolating yourself by trying to do it all by yourself. Join a community. Find a community, reach out, get to know people, hook up with them through their Discord, create a community in which you can comfortably stream, comfortably exchange ideas. It's not always a competition. Yeah, there's only so many viewers and everybody wants subs, and it's a business, yes, but it's a community first. And you can't have the business without the community. So join up with somebody. Don't try it alone. It's too hard. You think it's just hitting live and playing a game. It's far more than that. So join the community and get out there. Network with some of these amazing people. There's no shortage of amazing people. That's something I've learned.
Absolutely. I wanted to pull a message here from my chat as well. We had a question from Watster Matter, one of the beautiful fellers from our beautiful community. Mm-hmm. He asked, how do we make it so that we don't have to put on the costume in front of the camera, I guess, in terms of streaming? How can we make it a more real I guess situation? So
is there a way to do it without the costume? It's a great question.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, I don't know. For me, it's probably transparency. Transparency, right? I'm a streamer, but I'm a regular guy as well. I struggle with this, and this. We hang out playing a video game. We're all the same. I mean, that's kind of I think the closest we can get to trying to just really, get rid of that costume. I don't know, because I mean, we all know what streaming is, right? There's a revenue that comes from it, so it's a business, and there's people who want to make money with it. Okay, we already know that, right? But in the end, it's still people, it's still support, and I'm going to say it till the day I die. This platform is too powerful to use for just playing video games. It's too powerful.
Yeah.
It needs to have a holistic feeling and use behind it. And right now we're all struggling. COVID has increased the mental issues in this country and in this world probably tenfold. So we need this more now than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, to further on that, and to further touch on the question, how do we make it so we don't have to put on the costume in front of the camera? Doing just chatting streams, I think, helps a lot, at least for me. And then once in a while, opening up just kind of like an AMA, ask me anything type of situation or scenario for viewers to just like literally ask, whatever they want. And there was a moment that I had personally that really opened up the doors to that transparency that you were talking about. And it was maybe about a month ago ish, month and a half, 2 months, some time ago. We had another one of our beautiful community members, Maggers, was participating in this Ask Me Anything, and he asked me to just like see around my room. He just like asked to like see what my room looked like, and as I showed my like room around, like I think it gave everybody that sense of like, oh, he's just like a normal dude. I had,
Right.
you know, a tower of energy drinks, and you know, like, you know, it's just like my bed wasn't made, and you can't see it because the bed's behind me, and you can't see my desk. But that gave me this moment of clarity of like, I don't, you
Enjoy
know,
that lurk night.
after doing that and showing how kind of like disgusting of like a surrounding I'm in, that people still came back to the next stream. People who saw that still came back. And I think people just want to connect and know that they're not alone. And that's why, you know, even when you see these, you know, see a lot of streamers who, you know, may not look like Hollywood celebrities, or, you know, like might not be in a beautiful, perfect stream setup. Mauler, you look like you could be on you know, the Walk of Fame for sure.
You're too dead. Now I know you're lying.
But I wouldn't lie to you. But you know, that don't have perfect setups, you know, don't have the DSLR cameras with, you know, lights all over the place, still find success because people still like, you know, they go to those streams, and if the person is like someone that they want to hang out with, they're gonna hang out with them. Like, and that's essentially what streaming is. So that's my 2 cents on it, for sure.
I completely agree with you. How you doing over there, Spuddy?
I'm just having to restart my stream quickly because it's frozen, but the picture's literally frozen at you pointing at me because I've just looked at it on my phone. Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
It's literally frozen at you pointing at me, so I'm just restarting my stream.
Right.
But I don't know if it's my OBS because I clicked stop streaming and it's just sat there stopping stream. It's not actually stopped it, so
I don't know.
I think my OBS might be playing up.
Gotcha. Well, hopefully you get that sorted. It'd be nice to hear.
All right.
Yeah, hopefully.
I got one, I guess.
Yeah, please.
But this is just a kudos to everyone in the world who has these conversations. I'm gonna make it broader than it was written. But yes, always I strive to make at least one person a day. Then I'm making a change. You're amazing, all of you. It takes a lot to do what you're doing. So I just I thought that was important to say, because I think we all know it is, right? But
yeah,
in some sense, we are all that little kid who's just not sure about being confident with things, right?
Yeah.
So really appreciative of you guys in the community and you guys being so kind and supportive in this effort, as well as all of our others. But certainly right here, right now, appreciate you guys. Totally.
Appreciate you too, brother.
Appreciate you, bud. Yeah, I guess if you wanted to, we can just, if anybody else has any questions or anything, drop them in chat.
Yeah.
We can kind of give some input.
Anybody in chat want to, I mean, obviously, the forum is for you guys as well as for us, right? It's obviously therapeutic for us to be able to have these conversations, but it's also a way to open the door for you guys in the community to start having those conversations and get that stuff out instead of internalizing it all. So if there's anything anybody would like to put into our chats, you want to talk about something, share an experience, it certainly is open for all of you. And if there's those who want to keep it private and you know, need a different type of conversation, then please take that, you know, take that step.
Yeah, please do. I think, like I said, I've already stated, but I will restate, our DMs are always open. You know, none of us are professionals. I don't think any of us have professional training by any means in terms of, you know, psychology or therapy. But just as human beings who have been through some shit.
No, we're just professionally fucked up.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. I do have a question in chat.
All right.
How the heck are y'all such wonderful humans?
I can't answer that one, so I ain't got a clue. But my stream's now back up and running.
Great.
So hopefully that sorted the problem out.
It's you guys in the community who give us the confidence to do this every day, to utilize this platform as a place of change and a place of good versus just derping out and playing video games and, you know, grasping whatever vice in which you partake. I think that for me, that's what it is. For me, if it weren't for the community and the outreach, the support, I wouldn't do it. I would just game. It's a lot easier. Let's just be honest about some things. It's a lot easier to just game than it is to game and stream. So it's, you know, it's really you guys. It's you guys on the outside or inside the community, but, you know, watching our streams when you come in and support, who give us the energy to continue to do it. And that's the beautiful thing about the community, the fam. Now, you guys may have heard that. You might not know what it is. And so maybe we should explain it a little bit.
Sure.
So about 8 of us, what would you say, a couple of months ago?
9.
Nine now. 9 now, right? Yeah, I'm sorry. 9. I apologize. We have a new member. Viva! You know, 9 of us got together and decided that we wanted like-minded people around us. And so we formed a group that we call the Fam. Now, it's not anything official because none of us are partnered, but it is a collaboration of 9 streamers now who are all of the same cut, who are all, in my opinion, beautiful people, coming from different lifestyles, different experiences, different backgrounds, certainly, different parts of the world, who are really trying to one step at a time change this world for the better. Make it a better place for our community, for that one person who comes in who's struggling that day. And I'll tell you, I'm very enthused by what we've been able to do as a small group. Kind of disorganized most of the time, but as a small group, we've helped a lot of people in a lot of different ways, and we will continue. And that's what the Fam is. That's what we're trying to build. One day we will officially make it, right? One day we will call it official when the Twitch gods, you know, drop 85 people on us every day.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what the Fam is. So you guys might not, you know, maybe a little bit of you know, more information about it can help you kind of understand what we're talking about. There's 9 of us now, and it includes, it includes Gargle and Jolly Llama and Strange Spuddy and myself and Waddy and Maggers, Melon Ninja. Don't let me forget anybody. UB2, Viva. Is that 9?
I didn't count.
Did I? Yeah, I should have counted. But I have I gotta think. Let me see. Here.
Gargle, me, you.
Right?
Me,
4.
you. Yeah. Gargle, me, you, Spuddy. Then we got Maggers,
Yep.
Yubi, Waddy.
Yep.
Viva.
That's 8. Melon Ninja. That's 9.
Melon.
Yeah, so we
who
got
is
them.
on
So we
a
got them
little
all.
break.
Yeah, so we got them all. So, and it's just people from different worlds. I mean, you got, you know, a handful of us from Australia. You got a handful from the UK. You got, you know, Jolly and I are separated by 3,000 miles of the United States. Gargle's in Minnesota, right? Minnesota, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Is it Wisconsin?
The can.
The land of the
Say,
She's from the
got
can.
I got a message of Squid saying that he wished he could have joined us because he suffers with some things, but obviously that's up to you two. And if you do, I'll offer it to him.
Mhm.
But he hasn't got a webcam though.
Gotcha.
That's fine. I think, you know, that this is something that we need to do often. I know for me personally, on stream, we always talk mental health, right? I mean, we try to bring it up once, twice a day to at least let people know that the door is open. And I think as we grow and continue to deal with an ever-changing world, mental health is going to continue to be really important for all of us and having the conversation. So I don't think this is a one-shot deal. I really believe that this is a lifetime, and in my lifetime of streaming, I plan on it being very much part of the conversation.
Yeah, and I'd absolutely love to do this again and be able to have, I guess, more of a open forum in the way of just like anyone that's kind of part of the community, just like, you know, come on in and talk about things. I think that would be fantastic. Maybe we can, you know, eventually even schedule something like off stream where we all just like gather together and just talk and just like as people, you know. I feel like a lot of Twitch viewers in general have this misconstrued conception of like what, you know, who streamers are, and they put, you know, streamers on a pedestal and just like look at them as like different. Celebrities. But like, yeah,
I looked at streamers like celebrities for a long time.
Yeah.
Till I got in the seat and I said, oh, they're just messed up humans just like me. All right, this is perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a question from the community.
Hit us.
All right. Gaming became an escape for me, but I struggle to maintain moderation and keeping it from becoming unhealthy. Have y'all struggled with that? Do you think streaming helps/hurts in that regard? That's a good question.
That is a fantastic question. I have been to a point where gaming was detrimental, but I think that comes less from the amount of time that I've put into streaming gaming, and more into the benefits I've received from playing said game, right? So you know, there was a period of time where I was playing League of Legends religiously, and I wasn't getting anything out of it. Like it was just negativity being fed into my brain, just toxicity and negativity, and there was no positive growth besides maybe a little bit of skill every once in a while. But what does that translate to? Really nothing, unless I was streaming it, and that's, I mean, I was streaming here and there at the time, but I wasn't taking it seriously at all. And in terms of like, does streaming help? I think that completely depends again on kind of like what you get out of the game, and how much time you're putting in, and making sure that you're doing things outside of just playing the video game, right? Like we were talking about earlier, other things that we do to cope besides gaming, right? You know, Spuddy's got, you know, RC trucks, which are super cool. I'm actually still jealous thinking about it. I might have to like pick one up, but you know, and I've got
RC car streams. Here we go.
Yeah. And I've got, you know, singing and writing and graphic art, and Mahler's got his dog that, you know, he spends a lot of time with. Yeah. So I think as long as you have something outside of that game, unless it's something that you're gaining something from, you know, in terms of like, you know, even if you're playing a game all the time, and every single time you get off the game you feel better about yourself, right? Like that's still a positive to me. I don't think that's an issue. Well, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I don't necessarily, like, it can be certainly detrimental. I've had it to where it's detrimental, right? Playing No Lifing Arc, FaZe can talk about this, but you know, you're not working and you playing a game for 20-something hours a day for months on end, and essentially I use that as a way to not have to deal with life. That's definitely not, you know, that is harmful, and it probably, you know, was one of those add-ons to where I finally got to, right, a couple of years ago. So in that regards, no, I would say it's definitely not helpful, right? You have to know your limits. You can't do anything in excess and expect it to be healthy for you, right? Everything in a small portions. But on the other hand, streaming is therapeutic for me. So in that way, gaming is helping, right? But then other times when I'm just stressed out, quite frankly, turning my mind off and immersing myself in a video game where I cannot be me for a little while is what I need. You know, it's sad to say I need to not be me for a while, but it's the way I've learned to cope. It's the way that regular life doesn't completely beat me down. Because, yeah, this life is not easy.
Sweaty, what do you think?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the type that doesn't actually know what power beauty means, or probably can't even pronounce it, because I struggle understanding some words and that. But I have found that.
Thanks, Hockey.
I can relate with gaming all the time and that, because you can even ask Squid. I used to just sit in my room because I wasn't working or anything. Just sit in my room all the time from when I woke up to when I went to sleep, either playing on the PlayStation, playing on the PC, or anything I could. And the only time I really went out the room was when I went to the toilet or gone to get food or drink, and I just wasted my life away and all that. But I do get really depressed now, but gaming does help me get my mind off things. I find if I play Call of Duty, it helps me with my anger as well, because I take my anger out in the game. Even though it is kind of killing people, but obviously it's a game.
Yeah, no, it's definitely better to do it in a video game for sure.
Yeah. But I have found that ever since I have been streaming, I found it hard at first because of my confidence and everything, but streaming has made me meet so many wonderful people. I've got a wonderful community. People that actually have been there for me, have helped me out, showed their support and everything. I just can't thank them enough, to be honest. And I'm being raided right now.
Oh, God.
Go ahead and mute yourself and do what you gotta do. Yeah. I think. I hope that covered that question.
Yeah, I think we did good on that.
Yeah.
You do this more, this will help a lot of people and help through a lot of issues. Couldn't agree more.
Totally agree.
Go ahead.
I do have a question.
Sure.
It came through a little bit ago. Regarding your discussion on Twitch streaming, how do I work up the courage to start streaming in the first place? Because I've been trying and I just can't bring myself to hit the go live button in Streamlabs OBS. I'm assuming this is related to just like anxiety. Would be my guess. Because that's usually the culprit for struggling to hit that go live button. Any thoughts on this one, Mahler? Or do you ever struggle with this?
I mean, I did, but I guess the good thing is I had and I don't know what that person's circumstance is, but I had a couple of friends who had already streamed, and that was my friend Rasta Philly and Dr. Stewie. Right, those were the first two people that really kind of got me in. So when I was struggling, and that first couple of streams, right, is a nightmare of technology. It's just a nightmare because you don't know and things go wrong. So having them there to help me essentially tweak the technology stuff at least gave me the confidence to say, hey, that's stream number 1. It's down, right? I can check that off my list. I did it. I finally did go live. That helped me. Now, if I were to give a suggestion, if you're playing maybe stream with a multiplayer game so that you can include a Discord with some friends. That takes a lot of the pressure off of you to be the focal point of entertainment, and allows you to just enjoy the game and try not to stress. Because I can tell you, all of us stress when we're streaming, especially if you see that little bar on the bottom of your screen start going like red and yellow. You're right. It ruins the whole thing. Like, it's so stressful. So that's how I would suggest to go live. Tell your best friend though. Make sure your best friend is in there with you, right? In chat with you, to keep you going, because you need people. And the worst thing, you don't want to stream to nobody when you're already not feeling confident with it, right? So get that one person that your best friend, or say, hey Mahler, I'm going to try to stream for the first time. I was wondering if you could come. That's the other thing. Gain a community, right? Go out and network in a community, and then you befriend some people and you say, hey, I'm going to stream, but I'm really not confident. Can you come and take a look at things for me? And at the very least, you have somebody in there who's another supportive, probably new streamer, or who has gone through those trials and tribulations. But if you have a voice, you should stream. If you want to, and you think you'd be good at it, or you think you have something to say, or even if you don't know if you have anything to say but you're interested, do it. Every shot you don't take, you fail.
It's 100% of the 100% of the shots you don't take. Speaking is
whatever that is.
Speaking
right.
It's hard.
What he said. What he said. Right there. 100%.
I'm also running on very little sleep.
You don't ask, it's always a no. Right? When you talk about relationships, right? If you don't ask the girl out or the person out, it's already a no.
Yeah.
So what do you have to lose?
Right.
You know?
You've been rejected before you even tried.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Oh, and both of you guys are beautiful people, according to Super Duper Pooper Trooper.
Love you, Super. Thank you for saying his whole name, too.
Hey, Milky.
It takes one to know one, Super.
Yeah, you're a good
absolutely.
dude.
100% right there.
You're the best.
Let me see. We just to add on a comment that we got. Keep it up. You guys are amazing. This is what streaming should be. Also, that Mauler guy isn't bad.
Oh,
wink.
Oh, jeez. Let me get a number. Hey. Oh, man. I'm sure, I mean, yeah, I'd probably fill up a whole 4-hour stream talking about, struggles and stuff I've done.
Yeah.
But,
and even just hitting that go live button in the first place, we could probably sit here and talk.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, you and I have already done it, Jolly. We've already sat in a Discord party together for 8 hours and just been like, dude, it's like 7 a.m. Okay.
Yeah.
I should go to bed.
Yeah. But I think you covered it for the most part, Mauler. I do want to also just add in to that question about just starting to go live to begin with. It's literally just like, just decide that you're going to play games. And you know what? For your first stream, I would recommend don't care about anything. Don't care about the quality of it. Don't care about how long it goes. If you're playing a game and you're worried about your webcam or whatever, don't have a webcam on. If you're worried about your voice, don't have your mic on. Getting over that hurdle of literally just playing a game and hitting that stream button, you can take those baby steps. You can, stream for your first time, literally just gameplay, where you don't have to worry about talking to chat. You don't have to worry about, your webcam setup and overlays and stuff like that. And then,
technology.
The next stream, put your mic on, and then the stream after that, maybe put your webcam on, and then worry about overlays somewhere down the road, and step by step for sure. So yeah, that's probably my best advice for that.
What made you first
I
go
have
live,
a
buddy?
question from chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, please.
Can you feel happy without a partner in life?
I mean, I
Is
think
that a
so.
specific
I have
question,
something
or
to
is
say.
that like,
You're
broad
all
question?
amazing human beings in all 3
I
streams,
don't
and I
know,
love you
but
all. Smile. It
someone
doesn't
just
take
asked it
much
in
effort
chat.
to take a step
Yeah,
back and realize, hey, maybe
I mean,
this
I
person
guess
just
I can
needs
touch
some
on it. I
support.
think
we are all here for
there are a
each other.
lot of people just that you can,
Thank you, 74.
I guess, look up to, really, in that there's a lot of people
Excuse
who
me.
are single, who haven't been in a relationship for years, who are happy. And then I think it's dependent on the person, obviously. I think some people need a companion, but that companion doesn't necessarily have to be, a romantic partner, right? You could have a best friend, and they could be a companion in that way of like, you need someone to talk to. You have someone there. Mauler's got his dog.
They're all amazing.
And that's more than enough companionship for a lot of people. In terms of romantic partnership, it's kind of dependent on the person, but I think it's totally possible for a human being to be happy in general, single and by themselves. There are a lot of people in this world who are like that and are totally fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna say that I don't know. For me, it's like the one life goal I have. Not necessarily that relationship, but a child. You know, and I'm 43. I'm the only one in my family with my last name who is at all capable of creating a child for the family, essentially. So that's another added piece of pressure, right? You got to pass on the family name. It's going to die with you. Wow, you know, no pressure there. But I've always been amazing. I love children. And I just think that is kind of what I was, you know, to mold a small child. I don't know though. You know, but yeah, it's hard being outside of a relationship because it gives you so much, you know, it gives you things that maybe, I don't know. There's that team aspect that I really miss about a relationship. The fact that we're in this together, you know, her and I are, you know, that two people. Until they aren't, right? Which is the devastating part of it all. Right, exactly. I think you can find bits of happiness in anything, no matter what your circumstance. You just have to look for it. And if you're closed off because you're, you know, sad, I guess, then you're going to miss those good things. So I suppose in that aspect, maybe it is okay. And you can still be happy without having maybe that one piece. But I think it's individual. I think each person puts their own pressure on themselves to, you know, whether it be to have a relationship or to not have one. You know, and for me, maybe it's far different versus some of you. Now, some of you are much younger, right? So you're in that same mode that I was, which was, oh, I'm 22 years old. I have plenty of time. Oh, I'm 25 years old. I have plenty of time. Oh, I'm 30. Plenty of time. 5-year relationship later, 4 years of depression later, you're 43, and now you're like, fuck, where's my time? So,
yeah,
you know,
43 is still pretty young. You still got plenty of time. You still got plenty of time. And with a beautiful, with that beautiful smile, there's no doubt in my mind you'll find some.
So sweet.
And that beautiful heart.
You are so sweet.
I mean, but that smile though.
Oh, you know
yeah, the smile does it all.
Yeah.
Oh God, you guys. Thank you.
If you went outside and just smiled at everyone more than you have them queuing up.
Well, that's what I mean. Honestly, that's what I try to do when I'm out walking the dog. Just be friendly. Just be kind. Say hello. You know.
Yeah.
Some people just need to be said hello to. Acknowledge that they exist. And you can
I'm
change.
getting a bit worried now. Night Owl just said, "Spuddy, why are you looking like a snack?"
Oh. Oh.
Well then.
On that note of just like going out and walking and you know, saying hi or just being friendly to people, I actually have a really quick, funny story to share. Growing up in the LA area, when you go out and take a walk, nobody says hi to each other. Keep your eyes pointed to the ground. You're going point A to point B, or you're exercising, or, you know, like you're focused, you're doing something. And I lived in I moved to a smaller town in kind of like the middle of almost nowhere in California for about 5 years. And when I first got there, I went on a walk, and the first person we passed by smiled, looked right at me, and was like, "Hey, how's it going?" and kept walking. The most mind-blowing moment, because I was like, did they want something? Did they need? Are they okay? Do they need something? Like, I didn't know how to respond. And after living there those 5 years, I realized that like that was so much better of a way to live than to just keep your eyes pointed down and not connect with other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just a little funny story. My first experience with that.
For sure. I have a question.
Yeah.
I have something to say. I have something to say is how it starts too. You're all amazing human beings in all 3 streams, and I love you all. It doesn't take much effort to take a step back and realize, hey, maybe this person just needs some support. We are all here for each other. But then I have a question. I'd like to add something to starting streaming for the first time. Oh, maybe not a question though. Because it was something I was struggling with. Start with a game you know, a game you enjoy. If you enjoy it, others do too. Yeah, I think you're right on.
I refuse to play a game that I don't enjoy.
Yeah,
on
same
stream.
Same way.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions?
Yeah, I like to try games first before I stream them, just to make sure I can get into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Squid's giving giant squid hugs to us all.
Big hugs to you, Squid.
All the gamer girls his way. Oh gosh. Viva and Hockey are now trying to. We're gonna have a TwitchCon. Who can win a date with Mauler? There we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Let's
Well, I
do
thought
it.
we were already going out for dinner, Mauler.
Hey, Spuddy, don't you worry. You're getting the first taste, buddy. Sign me up.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry, Jolly.
That's okay.
I'll
Okay.
I'll give you both a piece. I don't know what to say anymore. What are we doing? Oh man.
So, do y'all have any more questions? Because I have a list.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Well,
Please. I don't have anything else right now.
What made you guys? This is a little bit less relevant to mental health and more relevant to streaming, which I guess we can still touch on. There's no problem with that. What made you guys all want to stream in the first place? Spuddy, did you want to touch on it first?
Well, ever
Love you,
since lockdown began, because I actually started back in March this year, and that was due to lockdown. Because
It's not
I
much,
used to
but
go
I
out
support the
quite a lot
message.
with Squid and that, and
Mental
then
health is
we
where
had
it all
this
starts, and no
lockdown,
one should
and
have to struggle
I was
alone.
actually
Keep
starting to
being
make
amazing people
some
and spread the
friends
message.
in real life and to get to know this
Thank you so
girl,
much,
believe it or
Canadian.
not, which
Appreciate you, man.
COVID messed up for me.
Very,
at the
very
moment.
generous of you.
And I thought,
yeah,
what am I going to
this is
do
a
with my
lifetime,
life for
you know?
that? Well,
we need to be
thing.
healthy.
How am I going to cope
For
with
a
that?
lifetime,
And
so
I
thank
just
you.
love playing games. And then me and Squid started talking, and it got to the point where we decided, you know what? Why don't I give it a chance to share with other people my gameplay? You know, give it a go. If I can't get along with it, then I could always stop. And if it goes well and I feel comfortable, I can actually carry on. And I actually glad that I did actually start streaming, because I've met so many wonderful people. I've met people I've never even dreamt of meeting. You know, I've got people showing me all sorts of support, all sorts of love from all over the world who I've never met before in my life. And as each day goes by, it's just making me feel better and better. Like reaching out to people on that, because used to struggle even talking to people which I didn't know and that, and then this has kind of helped with that sort of problem. And I just can't thank anyone enough for all the support and everything, and how quick I've even, well, how far I've even come. I even looked in my Discord today, and I've got so many people in there I never dreamt of, and I still haven't even finished setting it up properly, because I don't know, I don't have a clue about Discord. I literally got introduced to it this year, and I'm still learning as I go. And yeah, I just can't thank anyone enough.
We can't thank you enough, Spuddy. You bring a light to the communities.
He's a beautiful man.
That nobody else can bring. So we appreciate you.
69.
Mauler, what about you? What got you? What got you streaming, Mauler?
Well, I mean, I don't want this to sound holier than thou, but it was very much. No, not like that, Jolly. Come on now. I was disenchanted with the world at a moment there earlier this year. Irritated with people treating each other so poorly. And so I've always known I wanted to stream, because I think I just have a personality. I don't know, that just kind of makes it easy for me, I guess, to some degree. I don't really, care about being embarrassed or anything. But when I started seeing the way people were being treated, especially at the beginning of COVID and at the beginning of, and then you just start, like, you add it up. You're like, okay, so I see this group is getting discriminated upon because they're catching COVID more often, right? And they're put into this box of whatever they are. But that same shit has been going on even before then with this group of people. And it just, then you start looking back and you say, there's a lot of assholes in this world. There's a lot of people who treat other people like shit. And it is disgusting. And then you watch a stream or two where you're like, that person's a real asshole.
Yeah.
And it made me want to provide some type of positive community, positive place for people who are, quite frankly, frustrated with the way the world's been treating each other, to hang out. And I game anyway. And I built a computer for it. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And that's my origin story on June 6th on why I hit the button that day. And it's been crazy and beautiful and exhausting and stressful and rewarding all in one. And that's enhancing, I think, as we go. But yeah, that's what, it's just trying to do something different. Trying to be, I don't know, a light in the darkness.
Well, you do a great job, honestly. Like,
I wish I could do more. I just wish I had more energy, more.
I think we all wish that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of the power in the community that we're building is we don't need to, do more, because if I'm not, or if you're not live, for example, like bringing that positive energy and that, the joy to other people, one of us in the fam are like, there's very rarely a time that not one of us is live. I do have to say, Mahler, like, as someone who has, I don't think I caught your very first stream. I might have, I don't even remember, but as someone who's been watching your growth and progression, and just like, it has been such a joy and such a pleasure to experience that with you. It's, you're the same person you were, 5 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago now. But yeah, that's insane. You're the same person you were, but with a community that sees you for who you are, and it's amazing. It's really, really amazing to see.
I couldn't. I would not be nearly as, I don't know how to put this, without you, Jolly, because you were the first person who really took me under his wing, right? He took me under his wing. We spent hours on Discord. He gave me suggestions. We did some tech stuff, right? He showed me some tricks of the trade. He spent time in which he could have been streaming to take this newbie to stream, right? This infant to streaming, a week in or 2 weeks in when I first met him. And he just dedicated all this time and effort. And that, along with just doing it, right, just helped me build so much more confidence. And now I couldn't envision my life without all of you. It's so much more rewarding than I would have ever guessed. And I appreciate you specifically first and foremost, Jolly, for being that mentor, and helping me. There's a lot of people, and I don't want anybody to feel slighted that they're not getting personal recognition, but it's a very broad group of people who have really made this experience amazing. And it'll continue to be. And I'm excited for the future that we're going to be able to. I'm excited for what our future brings.
Heck
Even if it, maybe it doesn't involve streaming, but you know what? It certainly involves friendship. And it certainly involves support and community. Even if we don't continue to play games,
Absolutely. And I guess I'll go ahead and answer the question kind of relatively briefly, on what made me want to start streaming in the first place.
Go ahead.
Sharing gameplay. Like, for me, my inspiration was Halo 2 Machinimas. Seeing that people were able to be creative through video games in non-traditional ways was phenomenal. I started out not streaming, but doing YouTube videos. And then once I realized that I could just hit that live button and talk to people and connect with people and enjoy the games with other people that also enjoyed those games. It was this weird click that happened. And I've been streaming for about 11 years, almost exactly 11 years. It's actually going to be, no, I have my 12-year Twitch anniversary in January, which is huge.
Brother.
Yeah. But I do want to also give that offer to anybody who's also like newer to streaming. If you need help or you need help with a setup or, you know, setting up OBS, anything like that. I also freelanced as a streamer manager for a streaming team 6-7 years ago, 8 years ago almost. So I have experience in that, and you guys are more than welcome to DM me or, you know, pop in Discord or whatever to receive that assistance that I got you.
Take it,
but,
baby. I have, let's see, this is to all three of you guys and to everyone in the community. I'm happy that all these communities are combined into one. Has made a safe haven for newcomers to Twitch or old comers that are just looking for a laugh and to chill with some of the best people I most likely have ever met. Thank you, Night Owl.
Thank you. He put the same thing in my chat.
Yeah, same.
Appreciate you.
Yep. Night Owl is one of many people who is just all over the place and so supportive and
you're
just
such
a fantastic human being.
I just want to give you a hug. I just want to.
There's.
Wish I had more power, guys. I wish.
Yeah,
I had
we
more
got
power
lots of questions and comments and stuff here.
That pain that some of you have, but I'm here to.
Just as a quick comment that was made, let me go ahead and read it really quickly. I think we tapped onto all the major questions. Just sitting in this chat for a half hour has made me feel better and more aware. I know that's the goal, and you've more than succeeded. Much love to you and everyone else in this chat and this community. So,
that's beautiful.
Appreciate you. That was a goodbye message, but
that's beautiful. Thank you.
Love it. How do you I think Mahler touched on something really important there. This was some time ago. How do you compartmentalize and manage societal expectations? That's a heavy one. that's a big one.
I can answer that in 2 words.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Fuck expectations. Honestly, let's be honest about it, guys. Who cares about expectations from the outside world? Fuck them, those people. They're the same people who look down on us because we game. They're the same people who think we're the dredge of society because, you know, maybe you like to have a little drink while you game, or maybe you like to smoke pot, or whatever you do. It's the same people who look down on us. It's the same fucking politicians who look down on us. It's the same people who put us in this category as being a bunch of nerds who don't contribute anything to society. Fuck those people. We're doing good things here. We're making differences in people's lives, and we're doing it one person at a time, and they can kiss my ass if they have any societal judgments of me. If my family judges me, fuck you. If you, honestly, anybody, if you're gonna judge, you are the exact reason I am doing this, to eliminate that bullshit. That's how I'm sorry I'm adamant.
No, dude,
that is
100%. No, that is that you nailed it right on the head. That is a fantastic outlook on it. And very heartfelt, and love you for it, because that's better than I think any of us could answer that.
Yeah, I think
sorry guys.
Hit the nail on the head.
Passionate.
Yeah.
I just had a comment put in my chat from someone that's followed me for a couple of days now, and she's put, Spuddy has definitely brought a lot of laughs for me in a short time I've known him for. I've had a rough past 2 weeks, and while watching him, he made the day so much better for me, and I couldn't thank him enough for being so much joy.
That I totally agree.
Yeah,
I totally agree.
It's
absolutely.
It's those comments right there that I can tell you all three of us would tell everyone. That's the reason we stream right there. One comment like that right? From one person who's like, hey, never knew you existed, but I came in, you made me feel comfortable, and I was able to heal for a little bit while I spent time with you. That's what it's worth. That's the value. It's exactly why I think we all do it. So that's amazing. And Spuddy, that's why you should stream every day. Well, when you can.
Yeah.
When
Obviously, when you have the
when
energy.
it's healthy, right? Yeah.
But going back to what you said a minute ago, before I read that comment out, Mwen put, that's straight facts. Don't let others put you down, fam.
Yep.
100%. 100%. Yeah. We'll probably, what do you guys think? Probably keep this going for maybe about 10 more minutes?
Yeah, I think 2 hours is probably a good. I think we've had a great 2 hours.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I hope all of the communities and you guys hanging out there have.
Even though I've had 2 1-hour streams.
Yeah, right. Hey, you know what? Whatever works.
Keep in mind, folks, that we all have Discords. I guess we can probably. I don't know who's in mine, but. And inside of those Discords, if you're not interested in having this conversation out in the open, there's definitely that is an avenue, or direct messages as we've spoken about before. And we also have helpline numbers, just in case you need something a little bit more official, right? I don't know how official, but I'm sure it's more helpful if you're, in a bad place.
Yeah.
So utilize the resources, guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, there's no interruption. No worries. I was actually going to also drop the helpline right there. So perfect timing. I want to make sure I didn't miss any other questions. Did you guys have any others?
I've had no other questions.
No problem, Night Owl.
I have got
Love you,
another
buddy.
comment though from Boyd.
Sure.
He put, Spuddy, I've known all of you for 5 months now, and I don't regret meeting you guys. Loving playing games with you, buddy. You helped me in the dark times I had, and still are helping. I appreciate you, brother. Much love.
I just love your hat,
Absolutely.
by the way.
Yeah,
Nintendo
it's comments like those. It's the connection with people like that.
Happy Friday, Monster.
And much love to
having a great
Void
day.
Smoke as well.
Yeah,
another beautiful human being.
He's made some similar comments over here as well. Void, you are part of this community. You're, some of us rely on you heavily for just being a great human that you are, and I appreciate you a ton. So, love having you around. Love knowing
Strongly
you.
agree. Strongly agree.
And I've got something off Night Owl as well. Okay, this isn't a stream question. I'm just going to ask, Buddy, do you want to? Oh,
Thank you
do you
for
want to play
hosting
Fast
tonight's
Stream?
Smile
Sorry,
Love
I didn't read it right properly.
74.
No
Thank
worries,
you
no
so much
worries.
for your
My bad, my
generosity.
bad.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll do this again.
We'll
this
do
is
you?
Important. This is important. I thank you very much for for being a part of this
4
community.
a.m. for me, so
Being a
I'll see how
beautiful
I
human,
feel.
So thank you.
Fair enough.
be a
Fair
part
enough.
Just hanging with us, just being a. Thank you.
I want to make sure I
being
didn't
a
miss anything.
friend. My little golden girls for you. I'm probably gonna get
I
TLC
support the
on that.
message. Mental health is where it all starts, and no one should have to struggle alone. Keep being amazing people and spread the messages. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys are the reason we decided to do this, and we'll probably do it, if not once a month, maybe once every other month or so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're obviously, as the fam, we have a couple of different events coming up as well, along with our mental health. We'll definitely try to get this back into the schedule. I think every 2 months might be a good idea, especially with the holidays coming up. Next month, guys, we're going to be doing cancer research charity, or cancer charity. So look for that heading into November. And then I think we'll probably do something for the Christmas time as well. And it may be another mental health day, another mental health month. Because Christmas is tough on some of us as well for different reasons, So yeah, just keep your ears open. We have a lot of stuff planned, and we're just getting organized, really. So appreciate everybody who has come out and spent some time and commented and felt some of the stories compared to your own, and hopefully this helps. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just got a quick message off Fever. I have to get running. Thank you guys so much. This was so amazing. You all made a huge difference in my life, and I am so grateful. Fever the Walnut.
She's the best. Viva.
Viva, we appreciate you.
You're
So
the best,
happy to
Viva.
have you around.
Oh.
Looking forward to including
Viva,
you
you're the best.
and involving
Thank
you
so
in
much.
future
Yeah.
discussions.
Thanks for joining
honestly.
with us, by the way.
So thank you, Viva.
So,
Much love
we
to
all
you.
love you,
Ryoma,
Fever.
you're absolutely welcome. Anything you need, man. Appreciate you. Hope
Yeah.
you-
So
hope
I
you're feeling
think
good.
I think
Thanks
we
for
go ahead
joining in.
and just wrap up the discussion.
Monster.
Just
Buddy, I'm
one
sure
more-
you're gonna go.
find
What's
some
up?
I was
CK3,
going to say
have
just one
fun
more
and-
thing. It's not
Yeah.
quite related to what we're
Sounds
talking
good.
about, but
Probably gonna play a
Philly
week, though.
Ender, if I pronounce that right, but oh my god, all three of you beautiful people in the same stream. I know I haven't known you guys for long, but how you guys doing?
Doing
Great.
good.
I think I
Yeah.
think if I'm not mistaken, Yolanda is if this is the same person, is getting egged in about 4 minutes.
Who is?
What?
Who's
Is
getting
that the same
egged?
person? I might be mistaken here.
Who's getting egged? I did hear about this egging. What's happening?
Yeah, I think
I haven't heard about this.
Oh yeah. somebody's
if that's the
getting
same person, I'm not sure. Might have similar names to somebody who's getting egged in about 4 minutes. So,
Yeah, they put it, it's me, but tomorrow.
oh, but
Oh,
it's tomorrow. Okay, got it. Good. I don't want to miss it.
Thank you so much, Viva. Appreciate you. I just have to say, I thought about when we first met.
But
up,
yeah, was there any I guess kind of like closing, wrapping up things you guys wanted to say? Spuddy, are you streaming after this, or are you gonna head off and go to sleep? I assume.
Or show it.
I'll
but
probably head off and go to sleep because I was
class
just doing
all
this
of
to
you as my
try and do
family,
a
and I love
special
you
stream
all.
and see how
Absolutely.
things
It's
go.
great. Love
But
you,
I just
man.
got
So
I just got
glad
one of
that
the nicest comments
life has
I've ever
given us
read,
the opportunity to know
and
each other this
it's
way,
given me
you know?
goosebumps.
Appreciate you,
Go
man.
ahead.
But
Go
then,
ahead.
Well, Mystic put, I hope Spuddy can bring himself to want to stream more. I hope you can see what kind of special person you truly are, and he needs to know exactly how special you are and wonderful person you are. You can make any rainy day into a super sunshining day. I can't say it enough. Much, much, much love. You rock, Spuddy. And that just
Aw.
gives me goosebumps. I've never had a comment like that before.
That's amazing.
You deserve it.
That's absolutely.
That is you, man. That's exactly what we all see in you, and you know. So I feel very blessed to know you. So
Yeah, thank you, Mystic. I love you too. And Falienda put it's at 8 p.m. tomorrow.
Great.
But you guys are amazing and agree with you guys.
Great. Okay, Mahler, are you streaming after this? Are you going to do anything else?
yeah, I think so. We'll see how. I might shut down for a minute and then switch it all up. I don't know how Discord's gonna play with the technology, but you know.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah,
So if you're
I think so.
still streaming, I think I'll raid you.
Okay.
Night hours now, but not going to lie. 2 hours ago it was storming and raining, and now the sun is out, and I think it's because of you, Spuddy.
Aw,
That's awesome.
amazing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
That's so cute. I love it.
Yes. Guys, everybody, thank you all for coming out, for spending time with us, for engaging in conversation, for just lurking and enjoying, and listening. Really hope that this helps some of you, all of you, in whatever circumstance you're going through. We're here for you. So thank you again.
I was going to say,
Absolutely.
just remember, if anyone needs to talk, even if it's off stream or whatever, about anything at all, just feel free to send one of us a message or people in our Discord's message, because there's plenty of people out there that are willing to listen, and we'll help out as much as possible, even if it's just for a chat. If you've had a bad day, you just need a chat to cheer up, just feel free to give us a message.
Right.
Absolutely.
Don't you guys
Absolutely.
agree?
I agree. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well,
Thank you,
Thanks for-
Jolly.
yeah. Well, thank you guys for doing this, and I'm looking forward to doing it again. And I'm looking forward to the rest of the FAM's events coming up. With the charity drive for cancer research coming up next month, and future events from then. Like Mahler said, keep an eye out. We'll have more info for sure.
An ear or an eye, some type of organ. Just throw it on the table. Make sure you're tuned in.
Absolutely. A kidney, if possible. I could.
Kidney. Some of us might need some livers. A spare liver.
Night Owl just said thank you all for making the times work and set it.
You got it, Night Owl.
Honestly, huge shout out to Spuddy for taking a nap and waking up at 2 a.m. to
just got up at 2 a.m. Guys,
yeah, 2 a.m. UK time just to chat to you amazing people.
Yeah. Appreciate it,
man. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and close up here.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you all for having me and helping me open up a little bit. It was a struggle at first, but I think I got there slowly. And that's thanks to you two and everyone else as well.
Appreciate you. Yeah, anytime. Let's make sure we're having those conversations, whether it be, on Twitch or anywhere else, because everybody has issues, everybody has struggles. So let's talk it out. So appreciate you guys.
Absolutely. All right, much love to you guys. I'm gonna bounce out of here and
same.
I will catch you guys soon, very soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll catch you soon. Love you, Brave.
Right. Love you guys. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
You too.
All right. I don't know how the camera's gonna work, but hell. Thank you guys for all of you for hanging out. So I don't have a camera right now because oh, it's kind of there, but it's not really kind of there. You know what I'm saying? Because Discord steals your camera. If you guys don't know, Discord stole my camera. But I appreciate all of you guys for coming by, for hanging out, for commenting, and I hope it was a good thing for you all. I hope that there was some value here for you, whether you're going through an issue or you just wanted an insight into who we are. I appreciate all of you very much, and so thank you for all the biddies. Thanks for the support, the follows. I know it was a little reserved, right, because of just the subject matter, the conversation at hand. But I appreciate you guys for the support and for the generosity and just being amazing. You guys are just amazing humans. What I'm going to do, Mystic, thank you so much for the follow. Sorry, my camera's kind of effed up right now after being on that Discord call. So, Mystic, thank you so much for that follow. I appreciate you. Night Owl, I love you too, man. Love you too. You're absolutely... Well, the Jolly Llama is a lot of credit. So, he's the one who put a lot of time into setting this up. But, yeah, I mean, we're trying. We're trying to do something good for the... within our group, within the fam, for everybody. And we appreciate you guys coming out and supporting. I'm going to do something real quick to get my camera back live. I'm probably going to end for 2 minutes or so and then restart. I hope nobody's trying to raid us at the same time, because I just can't figure out how to get my camera to come back online since Discord stole it from me. And so the only thing I think of is shut down OBS and restart it. So that's what I'm going to do. Guys, thank you so much. We'll be back here in a minute. We're going to play some Amnesia Rebirth tonight. And continue that creepy game. Probably do a couple of hours. And then we'll be into the weekend. So give me a moment. We're going to restart stream here. And I'll be right back, alright? Love you guys.